In this demonstration, we will highlight the ransomware prevention capabilities of the Halcyon product. While the resiliency and recovery capabilities of the Halcyon solution are compelling, the goal in all ransomware situations is to never use those features and instead proactively block or significantly limit the capabilities of the ransomware to impact any volume of systems in the environment. To execute this demonstration, there are two machines on the left that both have the Halcyon anti-ransomware agent installed alongside Microsoft Defender. The screen on the right is a connection to a Caldera server deployed in the SimSpace range that we use for testing, POVs, and demonstrations. Caldera is a breach and attack simulation tool from MITRE that will be used to target the Halcyon protected machines. Caldera has an adversary campaign configured that targets activities or triggers that are indicative of ransomware and can quickly show some of the performance of the Halcyon agent. Looking at the Halcyon prevention campaign, we can see that the activities include executing ransomware binaries, performing command line activities that are typical of ransomware such as using bcdedit and wmic to kill services and target the volume shadow services, as well as file system behavioral triggers such as writing hundreds of files to disk that have abnormal extensions. We already started this operation and we can watch the behavior on the Halcyon protected machines, both to ensure the agent blocks as expected as well as doesn't impact the system's performance in any significant way. If we look at the first blocks that are appearing for the ransomware binaries, they include the files GarantDecryptor and Loki.exe. On the other tabs in the Caldera VM, we can take a look at any run output for each of those files. Note the use of wmic, bcdedit, and vssadmin to try and kill running services and destroy backup images or snapshots. Between those types of functions and anti-analysis routines, these are behaviors exhibited by all forms of ransomware analyzed by Halcyon threat researchers and actively blocked by the Halcyon agent when being initiated from suspicious or untrusted processes. While there are multiple methods used for detection and identification of malicious processes, these functions are part of what causes these binaries to be blocked by the Halcyon agent prior to execution. This is also why we have built additional components of the adversary campaign in Caldera to call those functions from a process that is seen as untrusted or suspicious by the Halcyon agent. Additionally, when you examine the blocks in the Halcyon Web UI, the block is defined as the bcdedit function being called, rather than just the suspicious parent process that is initiating that function. As an additional ransomware prevention capability, the Halcyon agent has controls in place to prevent the agent from being stopped, even by a user with local administrator access. In this example, we attempt to stop the agent first by using an scstop command, and then by listing the active processes and using wmic to try and kill the process. In both cases, the stopping of the agent service is prevented by policy. Should an administrator with authorized access need to stop the agent, Halcyon Customer Success can either disable the protections on a tenant level, or a specific system can have a maintenance token created that can be entered as a command line argument. This capability allows the agent to enter a maintenance mode and disable the service stop restriction for 15 minutes, or until the agent is restarted, whichever comes first. For a quick example of how the file behavior component works upon closer examination, the Halcyon protected system on the left shows the block of the trigger file behavior.exe that was initiated from the Caldera server. The system on the right is in learning mode and will allow for the binary to execute. If we provide an argument of an extension that is known to be used by ransomware and give a number of files to write, you can see the executable quickly writes 100 files to a local directory, indicative of compromise, and one of multiple ways that Halcyon proactively protects a system from a ransomware attack.